I'm impressed you can pronounce his name.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, which name? Heisinger?
Whitehiser.
Oh, it was White.
That's Whitehiser, yeah.
Yeah. She's not from Holland. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right, Jenna?
Well, he even goes by
Ed Z, yeah.
So,
All right, before we wrap this up, I do have a concern about the 0 to 4 dwelling units. I don't know if we should come back to that later.
The up to 4?
Mm-hmm.
we need to come
Yeah.
back to it.
Yeah.
Start the meeting. So we'll come back to that.
Sounds good.
Hold on.
Okay.
Is Marcus the guy that does the recording?
Yes.
I don't like not
Gavin,
having
I
this.
know if I'm on
Are you
camera.
pulling up the schedule? Can I have, Fred, can I have yours?
Mm-hmm.
Your sheet of paper? Hold on, one in front of you.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Thank you. Are you pulling up the applicant stuff? Okay. Sorry?
You can start with minutes and all that good
Okay.
stuff if you'd
Yep.
like.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to October 13, 2020 Planning Commission meeting. Need approval of the minutes for the September 8, 2020 and the September 22, 2020 meetings.
So moved.
Support?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And communications from the audience for items not listed on the agenda tonight can come forward at this time. Okay. New business. We have a big agenda tonight for new business. Most important, 143 East 17th Street rezoning request from RTRN to C1 to expand Mi Favorita parking lot. And Mario Navarrete is the applicant. I hope I said that right.
Yes, and his, I believe, daughter Jackie is here as well.
Okay.
Ed Z has put together this concept plan in front of you. So the rezoning request is for this property, 143 East 17th, to be rezoned to C1 from the existing RTRN zone district, as our chairwoman just mentioned, to expand the parking lot for the Mi Favorita building. Looking at the master plan, as we do with any rezoning request, right here, it shows that it was deemed to be kind of in this middle area between business development, which is what the majority, or what the Mi Favorita site is deemed, designated as in the future land use map, as well as urban residential, which is what it's currently being used at. And then looking at our existing zoning map, you can see that pretty much every, both lots on the corners of 17th, 16th, 17th are zoned C1 currently. So we do think that that's in line with the adjacent uses, which was determined in the narrative that was provided to you for the rezoning request, findings of fact. So with that, I will, unless Planning Commission has any questions for me, I'll turn it over to the applicant.
Would the applicant like to come forward? State your name and address for the record.
I'm officially not the applicant, but I am Ed Zweigheisen, Ed Z. And I won't need to say much more other than the intro that happened there. There's not much more to add other than we will be removing one existing home right now. And right now, actually, the parking lot does encroach on that existing home parking where, so it's actually shared at the moment right now. So what would happen is where you have the ability to take that existing home down, actually meet the criteria for the site plan, for the setbacks, add shrubbery along what would be the west side of the property line, and then roll that right into that property. So yeah, as you can see on that last slide there, we would create a border between the parking lot and the existing homes and roll it right into making that entire corner parking and store. And I will stop with that.
You can stay there, just in case we have some questions for you. Anybody from Planning Commission have any questions? Any comment?
I have a question. Do you know, this is about the need for additional parking there? I mean, it is a traditional neighborhood. It's the kind of place where we are trying to encourage more neighborhood density, more housing and residential. And so
Sure.
the idea of eliminating a home for a parking lot is not so much in keeping with what the overall idea is for that area.
Sure.
So my question to you is, do you have any idea about how many of your customers come in on foot or versus coming in by cars
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah, and I can probably get in with, I'll let Jackie take over on that one there.
You state your name for the record.
Jacqueline Navarrete, Jackie Navarrete. So to answer your question, we actually have a good 50-50%. A lot of our clientele is on foot since we are in the neighborhood. I actually also live in the neighborhood, so I see the good amount of both being used, especially during the summertime. I think it's got a lot to do with how, we're in the neighborhood and it's inviting. So the only issue that we have right now is because we don't have enough parking, a lot of our customers do park in the road. So it kind of does cause problems, especially with that light being there. Sometimes there's a lot of traffic, especially on the weekend. We do tend to get a little bit more clientele with cars. So it kind of does get tricky. But I do get a 50-50%,
Okay.
which is really, really good. We get a lot of
That's really
on-foot
good.
traffic.
I'm part of the 50% that walks. Yeah.
I've probably
I-
seen you then.
I come there so often, I almost should recuse myself from
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to,
voting on this
I'm
because
gonna have
I
to give you a
love the
loyalty
store.
card.
Well, and I also am a regular customer of some of the best Mexican food in the city, and it is very busy in that parking lot, very narrow, and sometimes kind of dangerous if you're
Yes.
driving in and out, so.
Unfortunately, our poor little building has gotten hit a couple times.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
So it would definitely help us a lot. Not only, just to keep up with the clientele flow that we have. We are growing and growing more as more, as culture gets expanded a little bit more too.
Yeah.
great. Any other
Okay.
questions for the applicant?
Yeah, I've got one. Do you have anything planned for the new lawn area?
I do. So I was either thinking about maybe doing like a community farm where we can do vegetables, stuff like that. Maybe hold some like events there. Since we are part of the community, I would really like to get involved more with doing things for the community, like block parties, maybe even, taco days, stuff like that. But for sure, at the top of the list is a community garden.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
I could see a cool eating area out there.
Yep, some tables,
Yeah.
yep, all that stuff. So just a nice little hangout spot.
Yes, Jenna?
Sorry, I just want to put on record that, as a reminder, this isn't for the site plan, it's just for the rezoning to C1 zone district. So although this concept plan is showing a parking lot, once it's rezoned to C1, as you know, it could be for any C1 use. Say, down the line, another store or whatever else might be permitted. So, just, kind of putting the rezoning cap back on, just making that clear.
That's
Thanks,
always the reason why I have a problem with something like this, that it sounds good when you think of how it's being used today, but the whole thing could be purchased and reformed into something else. And so I think it's something we always have to do carefully. But I accept the idea that you're a victim of your own success because people are coming there to get those tacos day in and day out. So,
Well, if I can add, if God permits, we plan on keeping this for a really, really, really long time.
okay.
That's
Well,
great.
and again, looking at the master plan, it shows that this area was also designated as business development. So it's not without reasoning that even if it were another use, that would still be a good use, as deemed by the master plan.
Good point, yes.
Have you talked to your neighbors immediately to the north there and gotten any feedback from them?
On this side?
Yeah, the purple squares there.
Oh, the purple square, that's, well, we haven't talked to them. So far, we've been neighbors for a really long time. We get along really well. And that's actually my neighbor too, so.
Okay, and this is really more to staff. They were noticed, obviously, as part of this process, correct? Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Will there be a site plan that comes to us or not?
No, it will not go to you. For a parking lot, that would just go to Dan.
Okay.
Mm. Any other questions for the
Yeah.
applicant?
Just one other clarification piece, just on process, so that, because I know it's gonna get asked at the council level. Every property owner, I believe it's within 300 feet of the property line here, was noticed in regard to this. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Mm.
And that's your home, the applicant owns the home as well?
Yes, so that is my grandfather's house, and it's been passed down to my father.
Okay.
So it's ours. It is actually due to be, I'm actually looking at companies now to demolish it, just because we've been having problems with it with the city anyways. It's already coming down, it's a mess, so.
Mm.
Yeah, not the purple one, the one they're gonna tear down. Yeah,
The one to the west.
the one to the west, not the one to the north, yeah.
No, the one in the north is a faithful customer. I don't want him to leave.
Well, it's great to hear that you're expanding, or hoping to expand, and making more room for people during a pandemic.
No, yeah, we've been definitely very blessed during the pandemic,
Yeah.
you know.
That's
which is
great.
good.
Thank you.
No, thank you guys for listening.
Mhm. All right. This does require a public hearing, so I will open that at this time. And if anyone from the public would like to come forward on this item, they can do so now. No? Okay, I will close the public hearing, and the planning commission can deliberate.
I'd say we move to.
You're not talking into the mic. Sorry, Dave.
Really? Is that talking into the?
That's better.
Okay. Yeah, I recommend that we move the issue to city council for rezoning to C1.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Wonderful. Thanks for coming in. That will get recommended to council then, Jenna?
Correct, and I'll be in touch with you about the next steps.
All right, I appreciate you guys.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Communications and petitions. Scheduling of public hearings?
None?
None. Communications from commission members? None. Communications from staff?
None.
Where's Mallory today?
She is on a much-deserved vacation up
Aw.
north.
Great. Motion for adjournment. Say aye.
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 Opposed? Anybody? No. All right. We're officially adjourned.